Shalom, shalom. I want to first start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I'm Shaquat, back with another lesson, Lord willing and satisfying to the hopeful elect. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Atham, to you sincere, Akyam, Wa Akwap, and a sincere shalom to you brothers out here pushing this truth out there on the highways and the byways and through these YouTube lessons, man. Shalom to you all. Lord will this be edifying. Alright. So yeah, I'm just in transit, just in the spirit, various topics. I do have a few articles that I want to touch upon. So I'm gonna pull that real quick. One that I just saw today, which was pretty crazy. But, you know, it's to be expected. Me and the brother was talking about this in the lesson early this week. Didn't upload for some, you know, because I fucked up and did some bullshit, but it's whatever. All right, but you know, who's going into this, how these TSA workers and these pilots and etc., they're not showing up to work anymore because of the government shutdown. And we are now on Saturday. Today is the 8th. So given that it's Saturday and the 8th, we are now on 31 plus 7. We on day 38. Tonight will make it a full 38 days, right? We are officially, technically on day 38 of this government shutdown. We have now surpassed the record by 3 days. Something don't sound right about that. Day 38. Yeah. Something don't sound right. Let me look at that shit. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 36, 37, 39. No, it's 38. 38, I was right. Okay. Well, I guess it'll be unofficial 39 days tonight, I guess. I don't know. That's weird. My math was a little off, I guess. But yeah, so 38 days, right? Into this government shutdown, the longest in history. So 3 days surpassed the last longest government shutdown, broke the record, right? So it says anyway, more than 900 flights canceled nationwide on Saturday today. All right, more than 900 flights have been canceled nationwide on Saturday. Blah blah blah. It says this happened at 40 major U.S. airports amid the government shutdown. It says as of 12:25 p.m. on Saturday, 902 flights have already been canceled nationwide, and the total could eclipse Friday's toll of 1,024 cancellations, which was yesterday, right? As you continue on, it says if the government shutdown continues, the country continues. If the government shutdown continues, more air travel reductions could be on the way. Transportation Secretary, said whatever, right? Dude said, my hope is that the government shutdown will end soon, and our hope is that it will continue on and will not end anytime soon. All right, so I guess we got, two different what's the word I'm trying to use here? For lack of better words, two different outlooks on the matter. All right, for lack of better words. But so we could get back in business of letting Americans travel. Pretty soon it's not just gonna be because of a government shutdown you can't travel, but just because they're gonna enforce that, right? I didn't word that too well, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to go into 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, where it says, man shall desire to go into another city and shall not be able. Right? So you continue on, and forgive me, I just got off the plantation. I've been up since fucking 6 in the morning. My mind's scrambled right about now. So forgive me for that. It's a Saturday. Supposed to be relaxing. Can't relax. I'm talking shit. Anyway, So yeah, that's the point concerning the airport matter. So over 9 flights have already been canceled, and it's only 3 o'clock right now. This article, I saw this a couple hours ago, and it came out a few hours before that. Right, so that could definitely rise. Fuck around and have 1,400 flights canceled by the end of the day. You never know, right? But trust me, these things are gonna continue to get worse here in Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great is circling the drain pipe. It's circling the drain pipe, man. This place. So let me get the other articles I had. I had a few other ones. I went over that one yesterday. Right here.
Layoffs
I'll let the video play.
across the U.S. soared last month, marking the worst October cuts in 22 years. According to the firm Challenger Grain Christmas, there were more than 153,000 layoffs in October. That's a 183% increase from the month before. It's also the highest number of job cuts for October since 2003.
Highest number of job cuts in October since 2003, man. Crazy work. Now people are all out of a job, so not only are people being laid off for the government, this is everybody. Everybody just losing their jobs, man. All right. People living paycheck to paycheck, but now they're losing their jobs just for the fuck of it. At this point, people are struggling, and this is going to cause people to rebel. Well, I'm gonna let the video play, but
this year,
I'm definitely gotta go to 2nd Ezra 15. This is prophecy. It said for the lack of bread and for great tribulation. This is great tribulation, man. All right, people going through this type of shit. No food stamps, no money, no paychecks, living paycheck to paycheck. But now you miss a person living paycheck to paycheck. They can't afford to miss out on a paycheck. They can't afford to miss out on a week's worth of pay. So they were already in the gutter then, and you said 2 weeks, then 3 weeks, then 4 weeks. Oh my goodness. They're through. They're through at this point. Right? Anyway.
CBS News Money Watch it's a recruitment firm that puts out this data. And we don't traditionally hang all of our hats on this. Normally we're looking at the Bureau of...
Hey, fair use. This is all under the Fair Use Copyrights Act of 1976. Where all public information can be used for educational purposes. I'm not gaining any money from this. I'm simply just watching this video and giving my personal opinion upon it, which I can do because that is my First Amendment right.
Labor statistics, the government data. The government shut down. So we haven't gotten our traditional data. So we look at sort of things like this as an indication of where the labor. During the pandemic, we're going to scale back a little bit. We're going to try and cut costs, and also artificial intelligence. They are finding ways to make things more efficient. It's not all.
The second part is true. The first part is BS. Yeah, artificial intelligence. Yeah, that's a major reason why people are losing their jobs. See, you have Amazon. They just came out like a week ago talking about, we didn't lay all these people off because of AI taking over or because of the government shut down. No, we laid all these people off because you lower working class citizens, and they already have AI running the drive-thrus now. You get to the drive-thru thing, and it's talking, and it's an AI talking to you, right? Career field for computer engineering when they turn this place and will turn this place into. They're talking about it in Utah. They're already in Utah talking about how you're going to need a digital ID, and you're going to have to take it. All right, you're going to have to take it. All right, so don't try to be over righteous. Digital ID, because society is still going to be normal. You still got to pay your bills. You're still going to have to go to work. You're going to have to get a digital ID, and we know over there in the UK. They said by the end of this first trimester, or however they say it, but talking about the end of this year, and that's what you call it, gradualism, conditioning. That's the word I'm trying to look for. That's conditioning, man. To condition you for what? For the chip, the RFID CHIP, which is the MOTB. That's what it's to condition you for. Now that you cannot take, no matter what. You could come on the comment boards of brothers. Oh, what if I take it and And then I pride out on myself. Well, nigga, if you don't die and you somehow survive that shit, because you're going to be cutting your own tendons and veins and all that shit. Listen, if you don't die and survive that shit, the Lord's still going to kill your ass. I don't know what's wrong with you niggas. You can't finesse the finesser. The hell, Yahweh about Shemi Al-Shai created finessing. How you going to finesse the finesser? Cash Nasty. You ever watch? Let's keep playing
that
this.
people aren't
buying as much and they're not seeing as much demand.
Let's talk about household debt
because it just reached a record high according to a new.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Loan debt, heavy credit card debt, heavy student loan debt, heavy credit card debt, all of that. People taking out a bunch of loans for businesses and car loans and shit, not being able to pay on it, getting their cars repossessed, etc. People are through out here, man. People out here getting credit cards and just getting new credit cards because they can't pay off the old one and running that shit up because they got to use that because they ain't getting paid enough, right? And Yahweh Shai is going to bring it when his time is right. You know, we just got to endure for a little more.
Or what should we know?
Well, hearing that at the same time as the layoffs, to me was the bigger takeaway today. You're seeing people put a lot of things on their credit cards. 18.5
What the fuck I just said?
trillion dollars in debt, in household debt, if you think across mortgages, loans, credit cards. Now, that doesn't all mean that you're going delinquent, right? If you have a 30-year fixed mortgage.
Oh, yeah. Mortgages, too. I forgot about that. Mortgages, rent, you know, which all a mortgage is a glorified rent. That's all mortgage is, a fucking glorified rent. You got a lot of niggas out here who get a fucking house and then be like, I own this. Bitch, you don't own shit, you still paying on it. And then even if it's paid off, you still gotta pay property taxes. So you still don't own shit, nigga. Cause you gotta pay. You still gotta pay. You know? But people will be like, oh, you still, you know, so-and-so lives in an apartment. I'm doing better. I'm better than you because I got a house. My nigga, you own a mortgage, right? So you got to pay money every month, right? Nigga, that's the same as having an apartment. You paying rent, bitch. You don't own the shit. You got to get homeowners insurance. You don't own shit. Because you're paying it off. You haven't paid it. So you owe them. When you're in debt to something, owe you something. So if you have a mortgage for a house, right, and you have to continue paying this monthly because you couldn't pay it all up front, you are in debt because you owe these people something. And then say you have it all paid off, right? Like I was mentioning with the property tax. You're still in debt because even if the car paid off, they're going to take your shit. That's how it is, man. You're cooked in America. At the end of the day, you're really cooked. We're being honest here. You're right here. Yeah, anyway, you're really cooked. If we're being honest. Let me let it blur out. Why does bitch look like I don't know, I've been thinking it when I've been watching her. She look like a damn Edomite version of Aisha Curry. That thought, bitch.
People are putting money on credit cards,
and that
loan, but that's
still considered debt. What it does tell you is more people are putting money on credit cards, and that is something that if the economy starts to move south, are people going to be able to make those?
Hold on. Oh, my mic ain't muted. Okay, it's still going. So why do you hold about Shemi Al-Shai? So yeah,
those payments on time.
A lot of people are putting more stuff on credit card. Like I was saying earlier, you got your groceries, except they can't afford it.
So it's not certainly by
the cost of living is rising, but your paycheck is staying the same. The cost of living is rising, but your paycheck isn't. And Esau, according to his own law, they're supposed to compensate you for when the cost of living rises. You know, and when inflation hits, etc., they're supposed to compensate you on your pays, on your pay wages. But they don't do that. No company sticks to that shit. All right, no company do. They give your ass a 20-cent raise. Fuck, I'm finna do with 20 cents, bitch. You might as well take that shit back. All I mean, it's just bullshit.
Any means that
we are falling off a cliff, but a little bit of a warning sign, something to watch for. Okay. At the same time, Elon Musk is having a good day. Yes. $1 trillion aid package was just approved mere hours ago. This is the most expensive corporate executive pay that we have ever seen. He's going to have to hit a lot of milestones, though. Make sure that company keeps growing, products profitability. If he can reach $8.5 trillion, Lindsay, in market value, there's no company other than NVIDIA that is above $5 trillion right now. He gets all of that $1 trillion, so it's not a trillionaire overnight, but he's getting closer.
Kelly O'Grady, thank you. Lay off.
Now Elon Musk is about to be a trillionaire. Okay. Anyway, let's get into the precepts. All right. Damn, I had one in mind. Whoa, fuck. Damn, slipped my mind. Hold on, see if I can remember. I know I was gonna go second Ezra 15, but it was a different one. Oh man. Oh boy. We need new bodies. I had a scripture in mind. I can't fucking remember where I was gonna go with that. Damn it. Oh. Well, this is one that I'm thinking about now. Oh man, shit. Fuck. Man, being fucking retarded. Salakia. It's Isaiah 19. I should have known that. When you start up here, now I'm gonna jump to the point. Verse 1, the burden of Egypt. What's a burden? It's something that's heavy. That reminds you of something? Debt. Everybody's in debt, nigga. Everybody in debt. America in debt. Debt. It's like what the scriptures say. I think it was in Hosea, the first chapter. Since Hosea some, I think. All right, that or Malachi, one of them two, where it goes into thick debt, laden with thick debt laden with sin, or mass sin laden with thick clay. You know what I'm talking about. We're just talking about America and his debt, Esau and his debt, right? And it says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt. And this is talking about America, by the way. Don't get tripped up on the fact that they say Egypt. This is America. Don't get you slipping up. Hey, bro, anyway. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians, your fellow American. What did it say earlier? Salakia. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. The heart of Egypt, what does that mean? The spirit of Egypt, man, the spirit of America. Read Isaiah, the 24th chapter, man. All right, please read Isaiah chapter 24. It goes into all of that. Isaiah chapter 24 gets to this whole shebang concerning this matter, right? and Ecclesiastes chapter 12 gets to it some as well. All right, no more mirth in the land and all that whatnot, right? So there you have that, and you see the spirit of this place is being sucked right the hell up out of it, right? It says, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight, everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So this is going to lead to civil unrest. All this debauchery that Donald Trump is doing, that the elites are doing, whatever, right? This is going to lead to civil unrest, and people are going to start fighting each other. They're going to start going at it, banging, head to head, all that whatnot, right? And it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And we're seeing that, man. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. Right? You got this government shut down. This council is being destroyed. The Lord is besieging America. All right? And this is going to lead to a mass culling. And I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. All right? Then you got your MAGA, right? Which means magic. All that. Golly, man. What the fuck is causing this traffic, man? Shit. One person up there going slow as the fucking hell. Now everybody stopped up. Some bullshit. Traffic is not a real thing. It says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord. And we believe that to be downly with Trump. He's acting like a king. You know, you got the judicial branch. They passed some bills to where people could get their SNAP benefits, and Trump said, "Nah, nigga, fuck that. Them niggas ain't getting shit till the government gets spoken back up. Nigga, fuck that shit. Moving like a king." Right? It says, "Saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts." All right. Now we're gonna jump down to the point. All this stuff in between is good, but I want to jump down to the point. It says in verse 4. And the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. And that's what this place is doing. It's erring. You can see that perverse spirit that's on this place. It's all bad out here, right? It says, here's the point: neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. There's no more work for this bitch. The job market is cooked. You seeing it, man. It shows you what this is talking about truly. It shows you it's truly talking about America. And the place says the great city, spiritually known as Sodom in Egypt. Says it, Revelation 11 and 8. Go read that. This is America, man. That great city is America. There's no more work in this bitch. This shit cooked. People losing their job. What they say, October was the biggest month for layoffs in 22 years, my nigga, since 03. That was when I was born, my nigga. Matter of fact, October 03, I wasn't even born yet. I was still in the womb, my boy. I was born in November 03. This shit crazy. You think this place is gonna get better? Absolutely not. This place is through. It's through, man. It says, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And these people are in fear. I don't get my SNAP benefits, man. Oh, fuck no. I'm losing my job. I'm laid off. Fuck. People are scared. No, man. Call y'all about me outside. This is a beautiful time to be alive. You gotta have a little fun with this stuff, man. You gotta have fun with it, man. It's a beautiful time to be alive, right? I'll stop here. Pit stop real quick. All right, I'm gonna just show you. I'm gonna just read now. Really, this is a lesson you could do a whole. This is a chapter you could do a whole, a lesson on as a whole, right? But I'm gonna just read a couple verses, like just pinpointed verses, just to skip through the chapters, right? But this is all talking about America. It says in Isaiah 24 and verse 3, the land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh hath spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish, and the haughty people of the earth do languish, meaning they mourn. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. Let me get this for you, man. I absolutely have to get that since it said that. Since it said it, I gotta grab this. This is out of the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them, that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. So all these people that's going through it right now, Hey, man, that's what you get, nigga, because you was in the world. You didn't want to listen to the prophets. We tried to tell you this was going to happen. We told you this so-called white man was not on your fucking side, Jake. And now look at what happened to you. Look at what's happened to you all about. Whole ICE nonsense and etc. Look at what's happened to you now. You're struggling. And we told you this was going to happen. You should have fucking listened. Right? These great miseries. And you walking in great pride. Stiff neck, haughty. No nose, no nostril spread. You got your nostrils all spread and shit. Yeah, alright. Fuck niggas. Now you're feeling it. It says, now we're back here at verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. What inhabitants? The inhabitants of this fucking so-called white man. So the earth is also mourning. You remember the scripture in Proverbs, when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn? Well, this is the precept for that. The earth mourn too. The animals mourning. Nature's mourning. Right? Because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broke the everlasting covenant. So they transgressed the laws of their Heavenly Father, right? They changed the ordinances, man. They set up all these pagan holidays, right? All these BS laws, etc. All right? Change time and laws, like I said he would do in Daniel 7. Right? We just gained an hour last week. All right? Broke the everlasting covenant. All that, man. This nigga through, man. He's through. Now I'm gonna jump down to the point. Like I said, I'm just skipping around this chapter. Read the whole thing though, it's good. It speaks about America getting smacked up. The city of confusion, what is this place known as in the scriptures? Babylon the Great. What does Babylon come from? Babel. What does Babel mean? Or Babal. That's how you would say it in Hebrew. What does Babal mean? It means confusion. Confusion, man. So when you see brothers say a ball, it means destroy confusion, and that's where you get the word. That's how you get that word Babylon, right? Babylon the Great. So when you literally break it down, I made a lesson on this a few years back. When you literally break down the word Babylon the Great, it literally comes out and translates to the Great Confusion. And this place is indeed the Great Confusion. Remember, we just read back in Isaiah 19 that perverse spirit that the Lord mingled in this place. That causes that great confusion, man. And these people are going through it, man. It's damn. If you look around, it's like, damn. You're a Grizz, Jet. Hey, man. Anyway. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Nobody gonna save this bitch. What does it say in Revelation? I mean, not Revelation. What does it say in Jeremiah 51? Let me pause and go there real quick. We're gonna go to Jeremiah 51 real quick and we're gonna come back. What does it say? Nobody coming to save this motherfucker, man. Nobody coming to save this bitch. I must be all the way up here then. See if I can find that. It's lucky I'm in transit, so just like I said, bear with me. Right here. Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone into his own country. So all these nations gonna flee into their own country because they see this place is through. And a lot of people, a lot of heathens are going back to their homelands, whether it's by force, which is Northern Kingdom, and some Southern Kingdom, or it's voluntarily, right? Which a lot of the heathens, they're going back to their own land. It goes into that in Isaiah 13. How the heathens gonna go back to their own land, turn to their own people. Because this place is through and they see it. They like, oh, we got to get the fuck up out of here. The American dream was bullshit. And as with the articles we just read, it's bullshit, as you can see. It's some bullshit. Well, how Deion Sanders say that shit, it's bulljon. It's some bulljon. Right? And this traffic is unnecessary. God damn. Maybe the Lord sparing me from something. I'm gonna hope that. I'm gonna take it that way. All right. It says, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies, man. It's lifted up even to the skies, man. Yeah, and that's why the Lord gonna beat that ass. Gonna beat that ass, man. All that iniquity you done did, Esau, America. Yeah, man. So this place ain't gonna be healed. So let's go back to Isaiah 24. Lee. The fuck about this lane. I don't know what the hell going on. Coming to complete stops on the highway. That's a fucking problem. In the fast lane, by the way. Shit crazy. It says, there is a crying for wine in the streets. Now, what is wine? What could wine be to you? It could be a substance of comfort. All right. A lot of people get addicted to alcohol because they go through some shit, right? And they drink it and it make them feel good. It makes them forget about it. So people going to be trying to find something to make them forget about what they're going through. But they're not going to find shit. They're going to try to find that one addiction that's going to make them forget about what they're going through, forget about reality. And they're not going to find it. And what's another thing can wine be? Nourished. It could be considered nourishment. What did the scriptures say? A little wine is good for the belly. Right? So it could help. So that also goes into the word as well. And be looking for the word. We cook. You cook because we out of there. Right? So there's a crying for wine in the street. So they're going to be, what are benefits at? What is that at? What that at? Right? Something to take their mind off the fact that they're cooked. Right? All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And the mirth of the land is indeed gone. Nobody really give a fuck about NBA ball no more. What the fuck? What Victor Wembanyama doing? Nobody give a fuck what Vic doing. Fuck that nigga. Unless he turn back and repent. Nobody give a fuck about this shit. I don't give a fuck about a damn Super Bowl. Like I said, I've never, ever in my 21 going on 22 years of living, have ever seen barely anyone speak about the Super Bowl. Who you think will win? I may have heard 2 people speak about it when Super Bowl came around this year, back in February. Crazy, man. It says, if in the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. So yeah, man, that's America, man. Through and through, that's America. Like I said, I was just reading bits and pieces of that, you know. But let's also go over here. Let's go to 2nd Esdras 15. Why not? Right, I'm gonna jump straight to the point of what I want to get. I read all of this, like I said, but for time's sake, we're gonna just jump straight to the nitty gritty. Where is it at? No, I'm gonna skip that even. Skip that, even though this stuff is gonna lead to anarchy, right? You know, I'll read it. Yeah, I'll read this. 2nd Esdras 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? So people are gonna rebel against the government because you see what's going on right now. The government, whatever disputes, so-called disputes, what is seen to be as a dispute, because ultimately it's just control. They're both on the same side, being controlled by the same motherfucker, right? These are the 2 horns speaking greatly, like Revelation 13 went into. The plebeians and patricians, we already know, right? But that's going to cause the people, because they're being affected directly by this whole game plan, right? That's going to cause the people to start crashing the fuck out and rebelling against the government. And that remind me, because I'm watching Hunger Games right now. Again, I'm watching this shit over. I love the Hunger Games. Watch that shit 30 times over again. But, you know, they rebelling against the Capitol. Against President Snow. That nigga. Anyway, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. I mentioned this earlier. I quoted that earlier. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, Remember that great miseries because you walked in great pride. The city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Men shall be afraid, man. All right, them the times we in. Remember, what does it say in Jeremiah 31 about men being afraid? Or 31? No, 30. Jeremiah 30 about men being afraid. Why do I see every man with his hands on his loin as he doth travail with child like a woman in a fetal position, bitching, moaning? Yeah, that's the times we coming into. Yeah. And it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. So more civil war. And you got civil unrest and shit like that, right? And it was a few verses up. It said that too in verse 15. I didn't read it, but in verse 15 it went into that. Right? I'm on a curve, so bear with me here. So it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And what's the modern day sword? A gun. And spoil their goods. All right, meaning take their goods, right? Food, whatever they got in there, good. Hell, the bitches, you know, they got a nice looking daughter, gonna take her. A nigga got a wife, they gonna kill this nigga and take that bitch. That's how it's gonna get. That's how it's gonna get. Hey, these niggas may be moles. They might think your son attractive. They gonna take your son and do something to him. Right? This is the times we're coming into. It says, because of the lack of bread, this is why this is all going to take place. There's civil unrest, sedition among men, anarchy, right? All this stuff is going to take place for the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Now, we're in a situation right now where we're seeing people struggle because of a lack of bread and because they're going through great tribulation. And this is only going to get worse. It got to get worse before it get better, right? So it's only going to get worse. We're warning you, but hey, you don't got to listen. We hope you don't. Stay in your worldly mindset. Fuck it. We tried. We tried. You want to be a worldly motherfucker? Be a worldly motherfucker. We're going to see how far it gets you, though. Just don't come back looking for us when it catches up to you. All right? So there you have it, man. You get into all this stuff, right? Matter of fact, when you go up in this chapter, let me read this one verse that's up here. Just thought about it. Right here. 2 Ezra 15 and 13. They that till the ground shall mourn. That really goes into your farmers and stuff like that. But it could go into any type of laborer. Somebody that's of a working class. They're mourning. These people who are in the working class, they're mourning. Laid off, not getting their paychecks, etc. They're mourning, not getting hours. You got a lot of these places cutting hours. Motherfuckers working fucking 5 hours. I'm bugging. But 10 to 15 hours a week with fucking a household full of people. What the fuck they supposed to do with that? These are the times we're living in, though. And we told you this was coming. Our apostles been saying this. Their elders been saying this, man. We've been saying this, man, for years. Now it's finally happening on a mass scale. And you never know. They may even hit you with another pandemic. They may hit you with another P, with another DEMIC. I don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm just talking, man. Please don't take me serious, man. They may just hit you with another 2020. Just backhand your ass right with it. You never know. Hey, man, the Lord gonna throw some shit at your asses, man. Indeed, he will. Will he indeed? Yeah, man. I love doing this work, man. You gotta love doing this work. It's a beautiful thing to preach and see the downfall of our enemy. Right? So, I'm gonna read that verse again. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. There you have it. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to just end it off there because I can go into a million scriptures, but I'm going to end it there. All right? Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught us this truth in the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, Gadol Abadyam, La Babal, Ha Gadol, Yahweh Mahar, Wa Ahabatham. And until next time, I would like to say to you all, Shalom.